What's up everyone, this is your captain speaking, and today I'm going to be going over some tips specific for the Endless Delve League, followed by a recap of the FAQ put out yesterday. First things first, we need to acknowledge the fact that this is a solo self-found league with the added restriction of not being able to leave the Azurite mine or encampment. Solo self-found, of course, referring to the fact that we cannot trade with other players or party up with them at all. Because we can't leave the Azurite mine or encampment, we can no longer use the crafting bench, which also means we do not have access to betrayal crafting, which hurts some builds more than others. Lots of players rely on the crafting bench to round out their physical damage weapons with some attack speed or a big % physical damage craft if the weapon has a high hybrid roll already. We lose access to the Resist Elemental Ailments craft, which can be useful for making sure that you don't get shocked or frozen in those deep delves, which happens quite often. Casters lose access to the Betrayal mod Trigger a Socketed Spell on using a skill, which is very useful for delving as it could provide a way for spellcasters to clear corpses. Corpse removal sticks out like a sore thumb to all the players that have delved deep before and know the danger of the on-death effects deep in delve. Even early on, the death effects can catch you off guard, so what can we do to stop them? The three options are to shatter, explode, or consume them, and there's only so many ways to do all of these things. Shattering is the most obvious and most consistent, as all it requires is to kill a frozen enemy. Next up, consuming corpses can be done with many skills in Path of Exile. All of the offering skills, Detonate Dead, Volatile Dead, and Cremation consume corpses for their effect to take place. Spellslinger builds utilizing Detonate Dead and Volatile Dead will be relatively safe from the on-death effects if you keep casting, but will also struggle to see anything on the screen, which you would know if you've played these builds before. It's important to note that General's Cry does not consume corpses if that idea came to your mind. Last is explosions, and the one that sticks out to everyone is the Gladiator Ascendancy, which makes it so that enemies that you inflict with bleed explode on death. Hemophilia and unique gloves also apply the same effect, but you aren't guaranteed to find one. Obliteration Wands and the Occultist Ascendancy each have a 20 and 25% chance respectively for corpses to explode on death. The Pyre Unique Ring causes enemies you ignite to not spawn corpses. Impulses is a rare item but will make shocked enemies explode on death. Let me know if I missed any, but I believe these are the only ways to get enemies to explode on death within this league. To summarize, the most reliable ways in no particular order are bleed explosions using Gladiator Ascendancy, farming a pair of Hemophilia gloves before delving deep, or a Pyre ring for ignite builds, shattering enemies by freezing them, and consuming corpses often with Spellslinger / cast on crit / cast while channeling Detonate Dead / Volatile Dead. Of course, corpse destruction is not mandatory but highly recommended for delving deep if you plan to not randomly die. Back on the fact that we no longer have a crafting bench in this league, fossil crafting is going to be more important than ever and should be your first priority at the early depths, so make sure to grab as many fossils as possible. There are many guides which show what fossils drop where, and I will put one in the description below. It's important to know this so you can find the fossils perfect for your build. This is the perfect league for you if you never played Delve League and never used fossil crafting to your advantage before. Finding ways to mitigate elemental damage taken beyond just resistances should be a major focus. In Deep Delve, having only 75 all-res simply isn't going to be enough. The first thing that comes to mind is block or dodge, and I believe that they should be shoehorned into any build that you are playing for this league if you wish to go down deep. Avoiding the damage in Deep Delve is better than trying to mitigate it in most cases. So to summarize, the first tip is to have some way to remove corpses in your build. The number 2 tip is to fossil craft all of your gear and take advantage of the infinite sulfite to get as much fossils as you can. And the last tip is to have some way to avoid damage instead of mitigate damage in your build, be it block or dodge or something else. And of course, a bonus tip is to remember to have fun. This is one of the best events I have ever seen run in Path of Exile's history, and Delve was already one of the most fun leagues for me personally, so I'm really excited for this race. Moving on to the FAQ section, I'm going to cover some of the most important notes from the FAQ put out yesterday. You can get as many copies of the starting weapons and gear as you want as possible by just making new characters and stashing them. Passive skill points are gained 3 at each levels 1, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, and 70 for a total of 24. Ascendancy points are gained at level 33, 55, 68, and 75. The Altar of Ascendancy is available in the Mine Encampment. The scaling of monster level in Delve has been changed to fit this league. The new scale is the monster level is equal to the depth up to death level 74. This means that by going down fast really early on will make you a much lower level than the enemies around you. Past depth 74 onwards, the scaling for Delve is back to what it was before. You will passively gain 20 respec points just from hitting level 70. As far as vendors go, Nico and Lily Roth will be available in the mine encampment from level 1 and have their regular inventory. On top of the regular inventory, Lily will also have all of the currency trades that other vendors normally have, such as jewelers to fusings. Quickly going over the things that we don't have access to in the league include the crafting bench, prophecies, and divination cards and maps. All of these things will still drop, minus the crafting bench, but we cannot use them in any capacity. Upon hitting level 40, you will be hit by Kitaba's Cruel Affliction, giving you minus 30% all res, and at level 70, you will be hit by his Merciless Affliction, hitting you with minus 60 all res. These are important to plan for because they cannot be stopped. As soon as you hit level 40, it will happen to you. Your delve progression is character bound for this race to prevent people from sniping multiple demigods authorities off the back of one character. And finally, you cannot have a bandit reward for this race. That's all for this video. Thank you so much for watching this. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment if you have anything that you would like to say, such as fuck you. If you'd like to catch me live, follow me over on twitch.tv/CaptainHero1. I never stream, but one day I just might. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.